Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic Power Now. And I am looking at this camera right now. Yes, we're doing something completely new. I would like to say we got kind of a shitty green screen. Know what I'm saying back here? Mainly because I'm filming live from a webcam. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. We got Mr. Quartering making a suggestive video against Shane Dawson. Now, Shane Dawson is a YouTuber that I don't really keep up with. I'll be honest, I dropped off ever since he did the station. Y'all remember that? The station was like this 20, I'd say 2010 thing where they got all the biggest YouTubers at the time of the platform, like Shay Carl, Cassim G, Philip DeFranco, and they had them all do like a series of videos together, or at least they were gonna do them, and they never did. That was probably the only video of them together in the whole entire channel. It became this weird channel that had nothing to do with the original crew. Shane Dawson is the type of YouTuber that enjoys mukbangs and story time and makeup, and I'm not in that realm of YouTube. It might seem a little bit sexist, but I feel like that realm is more towards women who actually relate more to that side of it, and us guys, we relate more to the H3, John Tron, Filthy Frank, iDubbbz. You know, we're on two different sides of YouTube, and Shade Dawson is definitely on the more feminine side. Call me sexist if you want. And the quartering is definitely on my side of YouTube, but nevertheless, I'm not going to defend the quartering in this. Shane Dawson came out with a documentary. I'm sure many of you are aware, the Mind of Jake Paul. And that documentary, he wants to tackle the question, is Jake Paul an actual sociopath? And I am no psychologist, but if I was ever to see a sociopath, which I don't believe I have, regarding if that statistic that he said in there, 1 in 25 people are, then I probably have. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't think I've ever definitely met one. Couldn't really like tell you, yes, this person was a sociopath. It's definitely not as common as they made it seem to be, like in the video. And that's the point that the quartering's trying to get across here. The fact that Shane Dawson's pushing this narrative that, you know, maybe 4 people in your life are sociopaths and you don't even know it. And while that might be a good position to take on this conversation, well, what's not a good position is to, you know, accuse Shane Dawson of doing something that he might not necessarily be doing. Because for all intended purposes, I believe Shane Dawson is trying to make a series where he's actually trying to figure out what is going on with Jake Paul and why he is the way he is. Not more of a series, you know, to make more money. Maybe he's doing it because he wants to get into the documentary field, because maybe he watches a lot of Netflix or whatever. But nevertheless, he's good at it, and I actually feel like he actually cares about the subject matters that he makes videos across. The first one with Tana Mojo was probably just a cash grab, if I were to guess. But this one sounds a lot more genuine, as he never really had to do this. Also knowing the fact that Jake Paul's audience is more of teenage boys. But definitely they don't share a common audience with Shane Dawson, does he? That's besides the point. The quartering just has it wrong when it comes to that they overblew the statistic. Well, I actually looked up statistics. So it says the sociopath makes up approximately 3 to 5% of the general population. According to the American Psychiatric Association, about 3 out of 100 males and 1 out of 100 are 1 in 100. I'm sorry. About 3 out of 100 males and 1 in 100 are sociopath. Don't get that statistic at all. Approximately 7% of sociopaths who come from fatherless homes, and 30% are born out of wedlock. 3 to 5% is the percentage that they are giving here. I went to this website where it has nothing to do with the Shane Dawson video, but it does ask the question, is 1 in 25 people really sociopath? And it says, Doug Gills has posted up from the Huffington Post entitled "Date from Hell: Signs You May Be Dating a Sociopath." Could the amazing new person you love, or one is actually dating, be a sociopath? It's not as far-fetched as you might imagine. Roughly 1 in 25 Americans are sociopaths, according to the Harvard psychologist Dr. Martha Strout, author of The Sociopath Next Door. Dr. Martha Strout had to say, not some YouTube psychologist, as you were to point out the quartering. I'm going to get it right from the source. So Martha Strout is a renowned American psychologist. It says she completed her professional training in psychology at McLean Psychiatric Hospital. And if you were to doubt anything more, McLean Psychiatric Hospital is a psychiatric hospital in Belmont, Massachusetts. And McLean is ranked first among all psychiatric hospitals in the country, according to U.S. News and World Report. And in 2017, McLean ranked among the top 20 independent hospitals worldwide receiving National Institution of Health's grant support. So if we were to go to these links, let's see here, number 7. I'm just going to do my fact checking real quick. Let's see, McLean Hospital, U.S. News Report. McLean Hospital is ranked nationally in one adult specialty. Read more about how we rank best hospitals. So it's number 1 in adult specialty. Miss Martha Strout, writer of the book The Sociopath Next Door, says that, and let me get that direct quote from her so I'm not, just looking like a fucking retard over here. So about 1 in 25 individuals are sociopaths, meaning essentially that they do not have a conscience. It is not that this group fails to grasp the difference between good and bad, is that the distinction fails to limit their behavior. The intellectual difference between right and wrong does not bring on the emotional sirens and flashing blue lights, or fear of God, that it does for the rest of us. Without the slightest blip of guilt or remorse, 1 in 25 people can do anything at all. So what really pisses me off about the quarterings video is that he says that 1 in 25 statistic is highly debated. You also said that they highly inflated those numbers. And from where I just did my 3-minute of research right now, this lady, who I'm not saying that psychologist that Shane Dawson had on necessarily read The Psychopath Next Door, but the lady who wrote The Psychopath Next Door was quoted in saying that 1 in 25 people are sociopaths, and you can't discredit her claim because she actually went to one of the highest ranking psychology schools in America. I hate to put it bluntly, the quartering, but it seems like you're not doing your fucking research and you're just being a contrarian to just be on an opposition of something. It almost seems like for every issue you point out something to hate about it. He did the same with the Captain Marvel trailer. He did the same with, I don't know. I haven't watched you that much. That's the thing. But from what I have watched you, it just seems like you are the type of person that just hates on something just to be in opposition of it. It doesn't matter what comes out. It could be the greatest thing since sliced bread. You will find a way to criticize it. And I thought I had that problem. But then I see the quartering, and it just seems like he's just a very depressed and sad person who can't accept anything happy in his life. Oh, Captain Marvel trailer come out. Let me just shit all over it. Not saying that it didn't look like a boring trailer, but just saying that, he was really quick to judge Marvel's first trailer for this movie without any pretense, just because he didn't like the main actor in the movie. Just because Kevin Spacey's in the movie doesn't mean I'm gonna hate the movie any less. I gotta see the movie before I can form an opinion, man. Just because you don't like the actor's face doesn't mean she's not gonna do a good job. And that also comes for this. You don't know any of Shane Dawson's intention. And just because you had a little bit of depression in your life and you gotta take anxiety medication, that automatically gives you a moral high ground to point your finger at him and saying he's spreading this dangerous and toxic message to the world. What happened to being on the side of, fuck your feelings and this is facts, bitch? I thought you were a tough guy, bro. Why are you bringing all your politics into every single issue? I just feel like you just saw Shane Dawson's documentary. You probably got jealous because you can't do anything remotely close to what he does. And you found something to harp on because it was controversial, because that's your job. And I don't think you thought out this video that you made very well, because you don't even edit your stuff. You just sit in front of a camera and you just talk. You don't take time to, it seems, research anything. really, because if you even took like the 5 minutes that I just did right now in this video, you would realize that that statistic has some sort of factual basis behind it, not just totally knock it down and point out the fact that Shane Dawson's sharing toxic statistics. And then my final point, at the end of the video, you kind of agreed with Shane Dawson, and I'll replay it for y'all so you can hear it. So yeah, check this out.
I'm not sure I understand what Shane's up to here. Pretty disappointed and pretty skeptical that it links some app that sells mediocre therapy and also seems to push a message that you are either a sociopath or somebody in your...
Also, before I hit my final point, I would also like to point out, BetterHelp isn't that mediocre. You say that it has a lot of concerning negative reviews, but and I don't know if they scrubbed it from the internet, 7.6, 4.9 out of 5, 4.2 out of 5, 3.9 out of 5. BetterHelp.com is a tease. For anyone who doesn't know your answers to a question about your mental state are immediately matched with a therapist. They send you a message and you're immediately notified on your email of a new message. You can go to the site and view it, but once you get a response, you're blocked from the paywall. Today, I was offered a free 7-day trial. Again, upon accepting it and attempting to send a message, paywall. Upon further investigation, if you put your CC info, you are immediately billed up front for the services, even with the trial. I feel pretty garbage to be it feels pretty garbage to be vulnerable and seek help and get teased like this. Makes me really angry, to be honest. Just a word of warning and be careful. So I'm guessing this is a BetterHelp founder. Hi, Alon here. I'm a BetterHelp founder. I'm sorry you are frustrated with this experience. I didn't know that BetterHelp was on Reddit. Shit. I wanted to start myself too, so I just got a few hours. And I wrote a fucking long essay about my life to the guy, and then the paywall note comes up. This was the greatest fuck up this week, and it means a lot. And actually, I don't get why this is so expensive. I mean, some people only get 10 pounds per hour for some real stressful work. Here, I get paid 35 pounds for just half an hour. Well, the world doesn't want to see me to get happy. BetterHelp.com is a tease. For anyone who doesn't know your answers to a question about your mental state are immediately matched with a therapist. They send you a message and you're immediately notified on your email of a new message. You can go to the site and view it, but once you get a response, you're blocked from the paywall. Today, I was offered a free 7-day trial. Again, upon accepting it and attempting to send a message, paywall. Upon further investigation, if you put your CC info, you are immediately billed up front for the services, even with the trial. I feel pretty garbage to be it feels pretty garbage to be vulnerable and seek help and get teased like this. Makes me really angry, to be honest. Just a word of warning and be careful. So I'm guessing this is a BetterHelp founder. Hi, Alon here. I'm a BetterHelp founder. I'm sorry you are frustrated with this experience. I didn't know that BetterHelp was on Reddit. Shit. I wanted to start myself too, so I just got a few hours. And I wrote a fucking long essay about my life to the guy, and then the paywall note comes up. This was the greatest fuck up this week, and it means a lot. And actually, I don't get why this is so expensive. I mean, some people only get 10 pounds per hour for some real stressful work. Here, I get paid 35 pounds for just half an hour. Well, that world doesn't seem to want me to... well, the world doesn't want to see me to get happy. All right, so I see what people are mostly bitching about is the fucking paywall behind BetterHelp, but I don't see any negative reviews. So the fact that you pulled out the fact that there's like a bunch of negative reviews on BetterHelp, let's see. Easy way to earn cash, but pay is ridiculously low. Support staff ignores all emails. That is for employees. Where did you find that statistic or number? Please send me a link if you have it. Could not find it. Sorry. I even searched up BetterHelp negative reviews and it just doesn't come out. The lowest review comes out for a Glassdoor therapist position. Mr. Quartering, please share your link with me. And this is my final point, and this is why I think he's so hypocritical. At the end, he just ends up agreeing with Shane Dawson anyways. Just watch.
You're close proximity is, and it's something to be feared. There's lots of people out there that have sociopath tendencies that are extraordinarily productive members of society.
Really? You don't want somebody who doesn't care about anyone's emotions to be leaders of society, to be productive members of society. Because these people will not care about you. They will only care about the bottom line, which makes that dollar amount of theirs tick up even higher. What are you talking about? How can you say that sociopaths become productive members of society if they don't care about people? Does productivity to you mean just a simple thing and not an actual helping a person, making a person feel better, giving a person a great service? You care more about productivity than actual morality? If that's so, Quartering, you might be a sociopath yourself, man. If that's what you really care about, you care more about the fact that sociopaths are productive members of society than to actually agree with Shane Dawson and say, yes, he did a fantastic job with this documentary thus far. You would have to take the opposition to this because you're some sort of contrarian. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. You're agreeing with him saying that, oh, well, even sociopaths become fucking productive members of society. Let's continue hearing what he has to say.
Most of them probably are. The overwhelming majority of them are not scary people. They might be a bit of a dick. But these are also a lot of the people that run your major companies, that work the hardest.
Yeah, didn't you make a video where you said you laid off a bunch of people and it was really hard on you, but you had to do it because of the business? That's why you don't work corporate businesses anymore? Weren't you a corporate leader? Didn't you just say that most of them aren't scary people? They might be dicks like you, but they're charming people. They're not scary. They just don't care about you. They just don't spend the extra time to think about how this might make you feel. They're just productive members of society. So are you agreeing with Shane Dawson that 1 in 25 people are sociopaths or not? Because at the end here, it just definitely sounds like you are. You agree that there's a lot of sociopaths, and the reason why we don't actually, acknowledge or we don't even take a second to think about that fact is because most of them are nice people and they're productive members of society. So we can't even tell the difference between them and that dude outside that walks his dog every morning. Shout out to Cookie. I don't know, man. It's just your channel's really turning me off. I'm not saying that I disagree with a lot of things that you say, because I actually do, and that's why I'm subscribed. But when it comes to shit like this, where I see you taking just an opposition for everything, it's honestly getting a little tired. And that's coming from someone who hates a lot of things. It's just getting a little tiring. So Quartering, I expect, some sort of response. It's okay if you don't. I don't care. I'll keep making videos on you. But I would really love to have this discussion and possibly even to see if you are a sociopath yourself. So if you like videos like this, you like the new background, go ahead and give it a like so I know that you actually like it. If you like my voice, subscribe, because there's plenty of this to go around. And make sure to hit that notification bell so when I am live, which should have been tonight, but I'll leave it for tomorrow, Saturday night Rumble, you guys can get a notification on that. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. I will see you in this box in a few. You saw that? That was my outro with beatboxing and everything.